You can be careful. Dr. Mahmoud Al-Hamoud is telling him, yes, just grade it on the computer. Talk to me, Dr. Mahmoud. The mobile camera can grade, but the computer can handle answer key normally. So where did I put the answer key now? I put the answer key. I went and stayed in the moment. When will he take it with the mobile camera? And it was fast, but I can also do it from here. From the computer, I can put the answer key from here. I set the questions and put everything. I set the questions and put everything. But here, I mean, we were supposed to modify question number 3. What was it? I can modify it here, right? Normal. Also, what's this about, guys? This is regarding any modification that directly adjusts the score immediately, normally. But, so I can put the answer key from here. I mean, I can put the questions, I can put the answer key, I can do everything on the computer. As for grading, it has to be done with a mobile device because its camera captures everything. It captures, and stores it right away. Okay, Dr. Ali, he asks, if he selects all the answers without realizing it, does the program count them as correct? If he selects all the options, no, it counts them all as 0. It counts them as 0. The correct answer means if he selects option 2, it counts it as 0. If he selects option 2, it counts it as 0. But if he answered everything correctly and just messed up 1 or 2 by mistake, and he highlighted both of them, and then said, doctor, I meant this one, I would say cross out the wrong one. And then you can go in and adjust it, removing the ones he marked wrong. And whatever's left, if it's correct, counts as correct. If it's wrong, it still counts as correct. And Dr. Ali's turn. All right, excellent. It's not tiring or anything. Now, let's talk about the time. I have another question before I get into the online test, because this time is completely between us. There's only a little bit left, about a quarter of an hour. And the Maghrib prayer is called, because of course, when the Maghrib prayer is called, you have to wrap up as soon as the break for Maghrib starts, as much as you can. So we want to be done before Maghrib. We want to finish by Maghrib. Electronic. Now, guys, let's talk about the electronic one. You're all clear about the available questions in this program, right? Yes, Dr. Al-Ma'ani, Dr. Mahmoud, you can create true or false questions, and you can create multiple choice questions. You can make 10 multiple choice questions or 20 multiple choice questions and 20 true or false questions. And you can create matching questions, 5 questions, or be 10 matching questions. As for the essay questions, you can include them in the questions and grade them yourself. What does that mean? It means when you pull it up, it grades the 40 multiple choice questions, true or false, and matching questions for you, and you just have to grade the 2 essay questions yourself, instead of grading 42 questions by hand and wasting half an hour. No, it grades the other ones in seconds and adds the remaining questions and all the questions, but when it comes to the questions, feel free to put the remaining questions as you like. Is it clear? Am I taking the final exam? Go ahead, Mahmoud, go ahead. Mahmoud raised his hand. Go ahead, Mahmoud. Thank you. Thank you, that's it, thank you. All right, here's what I do, guys. Let's say I have a question for the final exam. I put, for example, 15 true-false questions. Then I add 15 multiple choice questions, and I include 10 matching questions. So how many is that? 40 questions. Then I add 2 essay questions at the very end of the paper. I correct it by handing over the questions with the answer sheet, saying, here's the answer sheet. It can be anything, and for essay questions, I write them on the back. He writes his name, or you can add a blank sheet, no problem. Do whatever you want. I take all the papers, correct it in 5 minutes. For the essay question, I grade it and add the score. All right? So I correct it. And he writes his name here and his name there. Or you can add a blank sheet with the answer sheet, no problem. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I take all the papers, and that's it. I corrected everything in 5 minutes. Suddenly, for the essay question, I just grade it and add the score to the whole sheet. That's if I'm focused on the essay question. Now, let's move on to the electronic part, guys, so we can wrap this up. Let's talk about the electronic test or the essay questions. All right, now let's move on to the electronic part, guys, so we can finish up. Let's talk about the electronic test. Electronic. If a student or 2 or 3 students come to you and you want to conduct an electronic test, I like that too. I love doing electronic tests. A student or 2 or 3 come to you and say, hey, Dr. Sammy, we haven't taken the exam and we need it. So I told them, all right, it's at 6 p.m. I'll send it to you on your WhatsApp or your email. Enter the code to access the exam on Blackboard, then enter the exam. To the backbone, it's a big grade. What I do for you is the test is like a big grade, but on Blackboard. I'll tell you how it's done. How? You come here and you open the test and you scroll down a bit, just a little bit down. Yeah, do you see the word online? You come here? So you come here and you open the test, sir. And you scroll down a bit, just a little bit down. Yeah, do you see the word online? Online. I started with this insistence. All right? All right? So if people want to do it electronically, and you lift the question paper from here, God, lift it from here. What's the question paper? Is this the one? And I say, come on, lift the question paper for me. Remember the one that is. We had stored it for the players on the desktop. We used to call ourselves the movement professors, you know? How much does Ismail store? Where is it stored? Stored where? I can't remember. Don't remember. Let's check it out. Where were they stored? So should we download it? Should we download it and put it somewhere, for example? On the desktop? Yeah. Okay. And the one that's on the desktop? All right, so should I go now? So I come here like this. He said, come on, get it for me from the desktop. Where? The desktop? There's a file. Aimed. It's not like that. Huda. All right, I uploaded the question paper. All right, what do you say to him? Come on, we uploaded the question paper for those who want to do it electronically. It's simple, really. I'm uploading the question paper. I'm not making time, new questions or anything. I'm just uploading the partition paper, but in a brown format. And then what's the next step after that? If you want to create an online test and send the link to the students, if you have another test for them, there's no problem. So I sent some papers, I uploaded the list of names, and I'm scrolling down a bit. Pay attention now. Keep this in mind. This is very important. I go down here. We'll find a word. I do a new test on a new electronic test. I tell him, come on, here, what is it? He says the name of the test. What is the test? The electronic test that you want to do. It's called the movement policy. So what's it related to? I say it's related to the editing teachers section. All right, when does the test start, Dr. Sammy? When does the test start? We need to pay attention because this result is the start of the test. I want to tell the students that they will take the test at 6:30, for example. So I'm clicking here. So pay attention now from here. Here it says 10 past 11 in the morning. So when it says 6:12, that means 6:30, right? So 18:30 means 6:30 p.m. So keep in mind the difference between morning and evening. From 1 to 12 is all morning. 30 means 114, which is 2, and so on. And this, of course, is from May 2023. Today is Monday. So today, should I let you take the test now? All right. So the end of the test. The end of the test. How long do you want to leave the test icon available for the students? How long? This isn't the duration of the test itself. No. It's the time the student can access the test. Some teachers say, oh, just a quarter of an hour. And if they don't log in within that quarter of an hour, they can't enter. Other teachers say, No, make it half an hour. So I might say, for example, from 10:30, for 11 Egyptians, 11 left from 10, 1, 2, whose name are we? What did we say? From 18. 1, 2, 19 left, meaning from 6. 1, 2 to 7, meaning 19 to 7. That is 19 meaning 7. So good evening. That means I'm giving the students half an hour to take the test. If they log in, great. But if they don't log in within that half hour, then the test will be closed. So what's the situation? What happened to them? So what's the duration of the test? This is the duration of the test. How long is the test? Here, I want the test duration to be like 18 questions for 20 minutes. So that's pretty good. So 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So that's the difference between this and Dr. Sami. The duration of the test itself was 20 questions, and 18 questions are enough for them in 20 minutes. What? What? So how long does the student have to log in? They can log in from 6:30 for the test that's available, and they can enter until 7 auxil. All right. All right. Should we move on to the next part? Here it says random. Do you want this test to be random? That means the questions will appear randomly. And sometimes you might want to have questions show up randomly for the students, just to keep things interesting. There's also here, so the student can see their grade right after the test. This is an online test. He's putting it there, right? If the student wants to see their grade right after the test, I honestly prefer that because it keeps the student from overthinking. All right. What about the quiz? You want the student to see what they got wrong. Honestly, I don't prefer that because during the test, the students have a lot of time and they might figure out the wrong answers and share them with each other. So I'm telling you, if the student wants to know the wrong answers, no, don't let them. They shouldn't know anything. Okay, after that, I'm telling you, so if you want to have just one attempt for the test, that's fine. But if you want to allow 2 or 3 attempts, that's up to you. However, the test is supposed to be just one attempt. Okay, if you have instructions before the test, put them here. I mean, dear Talbi, pay attention to this. Paste the test. You have questions and such. Leave this. The circle will keep the person who said this. He wants instruction. Yeah. Take your time with the instructions after the test. If you want to, write them in Arabic. Go ahead, take it easy. Honestly, I don't like to make instructions. Just tell me before the test. All right, tell him, Saif. Is that? So I have an online test in the basics of editing. Someone might ask me, where are you, doctor? The test. Or is this the test? If you want to make any changes from here to this point, you can adjust it. Do you want to change the name in the test during the test time? All of this is here. Can you adjust the start of the test? What about the end of the test? What's the duration of the test? How many minutes is it? All of this is available here. Do you want to make changes from here?